The score is currently 2-1 to DNA. Alcardu hasn't lost a game yet. He is currently playing against Nyad, his third consecutive Zerg. Crumble Bunny should not be in here, but joining me on the shoutcasting is Warlord ZimZA.
How's it?
So
Yeah, no, Protoss has been OP over and over again. The first game with Vampires and Bouncy was quite interesting. Marine Rush against Banelings was good. Second game was really cool between Alcardu and Bouncy, but Alcardu eventually just took over. And the last game, Alcardu versus who was it? Who was the last game?
The last game was Alcardu versus Strike.
Yeah, okay. Alcardu versus Strike was really convincing with I think 6 or 7 Colossus against the Protoss army. Just too much.
Yeah.
I do want to note, Protoss has actually been doing quite badly in Korea because of the Rainer Rings drops. It's amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
So we start? There we go.
Yes,
9
we are starting.
Okay. TSR 3 Metalopolis. This is the same Metalopolis that we play on the stream. On the ladder, Blizzard ladder, but it's TSR, which means that the players can't be close by air spawn.
Close by ground. Close by ground.
Yeah. Okay. Metalopolis, some notable features. There is a possibility of players spawning very close to each other, meaning one would be at, let's say, 6 o'clock position, and the other would be around the 2-3 o'clock position. Smoke provides a hidden area in the corner of each base. This was really abused in the old in beta because people would do things like two gate rushes and cannon rushes from that smoke, and people wouldn't scout it.
Okay.
Also, drops really make it very volatile, or very how do you say?
It can get a bit heated up. Let's go with that. Just to stop you there, at the 12 o'clock or closer to 1 o'clock position, we have our yellow Protoss. He is currently 2-0, and cue the Korean GSL announcer. He is DNA Alcardu. At the bottom, at your 6 o'clock position, we have
Zerg.
Nyad, the red Zerg, and he is MMK. Good.
Playing pretty standard so far. Nyad not doing the negative trick, just going for his Overlord first, and then he's going to throw out 3 drones. I wonder if he's going to opt for early expansion before pool because of the very long rush distance.
Now both players have done their research on the map. It's always nice to see that. Neither of them going for the close by ground spawn because they know it can't be that, and they've both checked the close by air now. They know it's cross spawn, so we might very much see that early hatchery from Nyad, just because
from Nyad,
it will favour him.
I'll go for the standard 12 gate, probably going to go for expand since he is far rush distance. He could opt for a 4 gate with a proxy pylon at some point. Nyad throwing his spawning pool on the closest to the choke side, which means that if Alcardu gets to base, he slides at spawning pool, and that kills the Zergling production.
That is true.
No hatchery yet.
No hatchery yet, quite surprising. We've got Alcardu's proxy pylon going down for a third game in a row. Third PVZ, third proxy pylon.
Yeah. Could this be a 4 gate, I wonder? It's only 1 gas for Protoss. Nyad leaving his Overlords 1 at his expansion so that he can check for any cannon rush or any cheese from Alcardu. Alcardu not known to cheese that well, so Nyad's other Overlord now at the close by air spawn, which means that if Alcardu sends a stalker there, he can snipe potential population cap. Throwing down a pylon to block the hatchery. This means that Nyad's only option now is to go for roaches, but he has a double queen production now. If you go check on the hatchery.
Yeah, sorry, I was just looking away. Someone tried to IM me on Irk and I deleted it, so it could be important. I just have to find out what it is.
Metabolic boost now being researched. It's kind of really late. Nyad now has Zerglings chowing down on that pylon. Alcardu putting his probe at the back of the gas that I mentioned earlier, going to be able
proxy
to.
pylon going down this time in the base. So I think it's almost guaranteed we will be seeing some gateway pressure.
Definitely. Just chrono boosting the cybernetic score, although his chrono boost has been, he probably has chrono boost his probes, which means that he's got a lot of chrono boost saved up for his warp tech and then going for his 4-gate spam. Nyad now moving out with his Zerglings towards the Protoss base, going to check the Zalnoga towers to check for any proxy, I guess, and check the poke the front of Protoss base.
Yeah, and we've got 4 gates. Now,
4-gate
something you
Protoss.
will find, I just thought I'd say this, you won't see a traditional 4-gate against a Zerg too much, just because a Zerg production can rival that of a Protoss in the short term. So you do want, just 1 or 2 more units than you normally get. I see he's not doing that here. You do want 1 or 2 units more than you normally get, just to, even out the odds when that wave of 7 or 14 lava come at you with mandibles waving in the case of Zerglings.
Yeah. The 2 queens out for Nyad, spamming tumors now. The Roach drone is out for Zerg, which means he's going to play in an AT like this. This usually means that Protoss has to react by getting a robo
and we
or
have the
spamming
proxy
stalkers
pylon in the
instead
back
of
of the base being used. Sorry, just to interrupt you there. We've got 2 stalkers and a zealot sitting in the back.
Going to wait for his next volley of spawns as he chrono boosts his warp tech, his warp gas.
Yeah, this will hurt quite a bit, especially as Nyad is teching. He's throwing down double Evo. He thinks he's seen it all, and
a poke with the Zerglings at the front of Alcardu's base, using force field to trap 2 Zerglings there, potentially taking them out. The Zerglings will be poking the warp gate at the Sunnet score, trying to keep the foreign possible army composition.
This is a scary looking army. He's already got as many zealots as Nyad has Zerglings. I do not think he can come back from this. He's got 2 sentries, he's moving out. That ramp is going to be force field the whole time. He's getting a spore crawl in case of DTs, but I'm sorry mate, they're in your base already. Not DTs, something far more scary. Not
to say that DTs aren't scary on their own. Sniping that spawning pool, he should be going for the Roach though, but taking out the Overlords, meaning that Roach production would be slow. Force field going down, Zerglings slipping in there, but they're going to be taken out really easily by those stalkers. Zealots now going down and they're being poked at by the spike caller. Taking out the Queen, which
the units lost tab is just scary. It's 300 for Alcardu with 4 units lost, and it's 34 with 1700. Nyad has lost over 500 now. It's closing down on 600 times.
Doing his entire economy, which means that if he holds this, he's going to have to boost.
And there's the GG. And that was it.
Pylon effective.
3 supply left for Nyad. That is not fun.
A wild Alcardu appears, uses proxy pylon, it is super effective. Nyad falls.
Yeah, this was the 3rd game he tried it, and I think it's the first time it wasn't scouted, so now we know what happens when it's not scouted. I think it's just amazing how solid his gameplay is.
Alcardu stole a 4-gate is very effective in making every possible use of 4-gate to abuse the early expansion of Zerg.
Yeah, that is definitely true. I know some people favour the 2-gate pressure, but I think the 4 gates. And here I was saying, you need those extra units. No, you don't. You just need a proxy pylon in the back. So much for me.
Yeah. That means that DNA is now 3 up, I think.
Yeah, it's 3-1.
But it's still the king of the hill. Sorry?
It's 3-1 currently in DNA's favour. Tian, I've been told, is not playing, which leaves 2 very, very scary Terrans remaining. Cry TT and Avocado.
Avocado, this is going to be interesting. Let's see how Alcardu does. He has asked me for a team switch out, but I don't know if that's viable. Are you allowed to switch out your team members even if they haven't lost yet?
No, you can't switch out team members. Sorry about that.
Alcardu's playing the next game.
It's winner stays on. If he doesn't play, he forfeits. It's as simple as that. It's kind of sad because I'll have to force a forfeit from my own player, but them's the rules. I'd just like to say that
is forfeit's always good because you could play it, you could potentially win. You know, there's always that potential there.
Yeah. Well, just something I'd like to clarify. I said that they still have 2 scary Terrans left, but it's a case of which one comes out. I don't know which one will come out. It could be CryTT, who's a very strong Diamond Terran, or it could be Avocado, who
He's a Masters, as far as I know.
last time I checked, he was a Masters Terran. He hasn't been seen on the StarCraft 2 South African scene for a while, so I don't know how well he's playing. I've heard he's rusty, so it could be very interesting. I'd almost bet my money on CryTT actually coming out now, but Alcardu has shown 3 very strong PVZs. PVT could be interesting, so I'm not too sure who's coming out, but either way it's going to be good.
4-gate isn't as effective on PVT as it is on PVZ, so Alcardu possibly going to have to go out for a tech switch, going for a Robo quickly, or even a Stargate, going for Void Race first.
Yeah,
but Marines being quite effective, he's probably going to opt for the Robo.
Well, I think I've seen 3 very different styles from Alcardu, all with a very similar opening. He doesn't hesitate to cancel, he knows what he's doing, and for a guy who's trying to be on his, who claims to be on his last legs, he's doing very well. So I must say I'm surprised. I wasn't quite expecting him to do as well as he was doing when I put him in.
Alcardu is a solid player. He just doesn't have as much experience as we do, since he's always administrating the tournaments that Polarfluke hosts. Also being an awesome admin, they're always on the scene, being able to help the players, you know.
Yeah, no, that's true. I feel quite guilty for underestimating him. But you're right, he is actually a good player. I think in one of the just after the post-release tournaments, it was an invite-only tournament, if I remember correctly, and he was one of the 16 players invited up. Now, this was very early in. Players like Bakhira, who became Banana Lama, CryTT weren't so much into the scene yet, but even now I'd say that he looks like he's definitely one of the top 16 in the country, still.
Top 16, for sure. What is the next map? Gonna play?
Well, there's a bit of a delay. There's 5 minutes if there are any race changes that need to be made. Okay, I've just been informed that it's going to be Tian next.
Tian is back.
Apparently he's back. I thought he was out. So, as far as I remember, he's a Zerg as well. I forgot to throw in Nyad into the MMK list. That was my bad. So when he rocked up, I'm like, oh yes, he still plays. But we have Tian on Shakuris.
Shakuris Plateau. That's a Zerg favorite map. It's simply because of the close expansion and being able to, and the big ramp at the expansion, which means that he's going to be able to harass any early expansion bases from Alcardu, I guess, from the Protoss. I personally don't think that Shakuris Plateau is a Zerg dominant map, but the pros say different, so let's go with that.
Well, no one's come along to offer to shoutcast yet. I'm just asking in chat. Alcardu is saying that he's going to forfeit.
Okay.
He's going to forfeit out. It looks like it. So he can cast. Not too sure about that one.
Maybe we should have some background music while they wait for the next match.
Well, I could do that, but as I said, I just stopped the stream so I can get a cut for the media player, so I can upload it to YouTube easier.
Oh, okay.
Do you, and then Alcardu, like, they won't actually hear us, so I'll ask you up here. Do you want to play a game, or are you happy not playing?
Well, I'm actually eating now, so...
So you're playing, so you don't want to play.
If it's possible. Like, Tiger Lily will be able to take out Tian anyways. I don't know Tian, but I think Tiger Lily will be able to handle Tian.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go have lunch, so I'm gonna be AFK for about 15 minutes, okay?
I think Alcardu just forfeited in case of you.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, so if you can delay that, it might be a good idea. There's one more game. Alcardu wants to forfeit. I'm just trying to confirm.
Okay.
Um,
But I still think that forfeiting is bad because he can play, he can potentially win, and then by the time he loses, then there's still one position open for the very last slot after they've already rotated through all of our players. Then Alcardu can play again. So I personally think that Alcardu should stay in. He just doesn't want to hog the scene. But I mean, if we've got a bowler, then use the bowler and let him be a bowler.
I've proposed an alternative. Okay, I'm going to cut the stream now because I think it's done. Let me just... Okay. We'll see how this goes. Okay, we've got a nice little alternative coming up here.